fun videos that they share. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you guys totally thirsty to for those videos. Don't do it.
Cool. Nice. His smile is so cool.
But you should
that's what I was going to do too, and then I decided on doing it. No, I thought if I could get into the ballroom 21 today, I could at least see David, because I can't do that. He was in Hero's Journey or whatever.
Are we going to test a video to make sure the video on the audio actually works? Is that good? Can I test the video?
Tell me where we're at. Where are we at?
TheOneRing.net.
No, but where are you at?
Japan, actually.
You're at. Where are you?
Room 6, isn't it?
At?
We all know you can't read, but you can speak.
Where are you?
San Diego Comic-Con. Middle Earth. Are you happy? Oh my gosh, your eyebrows just look really scary.
These girls need water. Leave them alone. Can you guys see this? Come closer, ladies. Come closer. Don't be shy.
A wizard to a hobbit.
I smell like rose water, don't I? Hello, everyone. Look. Guys, I'm going to show you something that Peter Jackson did on the film. Regular size, scale them. See? See how easy that is? Magic of movie making.
Made easy.
Yeah.
Wait, they have water there?
Yes.
Like it did. If the PowerPoint.
Man, dwarf, hobbit.
That could be like.
Man, dwarf, hobbit.
Yeah. Man, dwarf, hobbit.
Eyes, ears, mouth, and nose.
Yo, put these in your pocket or something. Or put them in your bag.
What?
Put your name tags in the bag.
We can wear them.
You can wear them if you want, but it doesn't match your costume. And everybody's gonna be taking pictures. No, you're on the panel.
I'm just pulling mine up so you can see my belly.
It'll be fine.
You really taking this off?
It ruins the costume. It ruins the costume.
I'm just saying your job.
You spent all that time on that costume,
It says
and you're.
professional in big letters right here.
She's not a professional. She's a dwarf.
What? You're seriously going to call the Happy Hobbits not professionals?
Well, no one's going to see from off the stage anyway.
Kathy doesn't wear her badge because it ruins her costume. I'm just saying. Just put it in your bag until the end of the panel. Cliff changed it.
You can pin your badge to some other side piece. You can pin it outward.
Okay, that makes sense.
There you go.
I'm using it to cover my total non sequitur image of Johnny Five.
Right. See, there's a reason you're wearing it. Deej doesn't have to wear it. Because I like it. It covers the TheOneRing logo and it covers Bilbo.
I like my
There you go. Now you have a
I'm
choker.
practicing my exercises, man. Or
Everybody,
Hobbit.
it is time.
Oh crap! Wait, Justin, this is all your fault.
Just I'll hold it.
Now you've ruined everything. Christmas is canceled.
Christmas is. I'm going home.
Ask Rebecca. She's in charge. Josh is in charge.
And before any elders, speakers out there say anything, we know this title and they are. Right, Stevie? No, possibly, right?
It all comes
I'm
down
trying
to
to
this
do my Elgin stare.
1,000-yard stare. Take a screenshot, guys.
Take a picture of this.
Let's go.
Are we ready?
Let's go.
And then Paul the Dolly Jewelry, y'all need to have some great jewelry, they got some great stuff. And David Powell, who created that choreography. Oh, and I did not do your dark thing on the website.
Just in case anybody wasn't clear by our panel title, this is an unofficial look at the Desolation of Smaug. Peter Jackson won't be coming out to talk about it, unfortunately. No Orlando Bloom, unfortunately. So
Just cool stuff from us.
no new trailer from the studio.
And real quickly, I would like to acknowledge our staff. We got a whole bunch of staff sort of scattered throughout the hall. Catherine, who else is out there? Nancy's here. Subi's over here.
Would everybody who is torn staff in the audience
Just stand
please
up.
stand up?
Nicole, yep. Josh, button lady. And how many people here are in cloak and costume? I know we've got some dwarves over here. All right. Right after the panel, we're all going to meet out outside and just take a group shot. Well, we're going to go on this way, I think, and then go around. But got that? All right. Shall we just?
Let us begin.
Okay. As I said, there is going to be some video elements. No filming the video elements, please.
Hey, Cindy Brophy. I played Nori in the Hobbit films. Sorry that we can't be there. It is sad that we can't come over and share some of our stories from having worked on these last nearly 3 years actually. It's been 2.5 years. For me it's been nearly 7 years altogether. First started working in Middle Earth back in 1999. My first day was with Christopher Lee and Bram Dorff. And I'm sure my last day will be with my dwarf chums. And with someone who's played so many different creatures in Middle Earth, I can tell you it's been an absolute joy bringing these films to you. It's been a sad couple of weeks. We've said goodbye to the wizard. And I was kind of hoping that he would make it right through to the end of this. It's been sad to have to say goodbye to him and to Orlando. And there are more people leaving every week. So it's coming to the end of what's been the most amazing 7-year roller coaster for me, working and living in Middle Earth and working for Peter Jackson and his family and filmmakers. It's been incredible getting back together with all the guys from the North Group. We do have an inspirational leader in Richard Armitage, and it's very easy to front up and work hard with and for him because he is our king and we love him dearly. And of course Martin Freeman, who is possibly the funniest man on the planet. And all of the other fabulous people, Luke Evans and Evangeline Lilly and Orlando and all of the other fine folk that are back for these reshoots, and of course the dwarves, who all punched by their weight. So for those of us that are working really, really hard to bring these films to you, I'm just doing the soundtrack actually at the moment. It's sad for us that we can't be there, but I'm sure that the people from TheOneRing.net will look after you and show you around the Middle Earth events, and then maybe will be some people from Weta there, and certainly there'll be some nice toys that you can pick up and play with. And we're just going to try really, really hard for these next couple of weeks to make these films as awesome as possible, because they do have to be awesome. From me, Jed, to you at San Diego Comic Con, have a great time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go. fades off, and I knew it was like right about there. Okay. You want to read this, or you want to?
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you, Jed Brophy, and the cast members from The Hobbit were. They're trying to acknowledge the fans, and Peter Jackson would like to be here and acknowledge the fans, but as you guys know, a little while ago he said, I'm busy making a movie right now, so it's up to us, TheOneRing.net, to give you the goods.
He's too busy to come here, really.
We weren't.
You know what? I got an email from John Callan the other day, and he said everyone has left the set. The elves are gone. Martin Freeman's gone. Mr. Cumberbatch is gone. The only people left are just the dwarves, and they've got maybe 7 days left of exclusively filming the last little bits of Tolkien history of The Hobbit on that set, just with the Dwarven Company, and that's it. They're all done. Wow. Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. So a little bit about the website.
Yes. Well, we started TheOneRing.net in 1998, when we first got word that they were going to do a Lord of the Rings trilogy. We are a 100% volunteer, fan-created and fan-driven website. We've never made any money, and whenever we did make money, we donated all of our proceeds to the World Literacy Fund from the very beginning.
So it's all about the book.
Yeah, go ahead. Shall I continue? Yes, go on now. Please go on. Go on. Please.
Kelly Alex?
Yes, introduce yourself.
Hello. we're Keely and Feely from Happy Hobbit. I'm sure maybe some of you have seen our little bit of insanity that went around Hobbit trailer. So TheOneRing.net is also championing. I'm an English major. The Tolkien community, online and in the real world.
This is the real world, by the way. Although, wouldn't you love to be in Middle Earth? Yeah, our website's pretty active. How many people here actually frequent our message boards?
Oh, that's good.
Yay.
There's a few of you guys.
And our chat rooms, Bartlements? Any Barley chatters? Okay, I see a few. Awesome.
Well, we have a really, really big website. It's a community website that attracts people from all over the world. And hello, you guys out there. And we have fans from Brazil, from Japan, and from everywhere in Europe. And they come to talk and share their ideas and to debate the merits or the demerits of the film adaptations. But we all love Tolkien and the original books. You can find our presence on TheOneRing.net. And of course, on our Facebook, we have an interesting timeline that's filled with jokes and memes, and we update everyone with the latest news and gossip as we find it on the interwebs.
One of my favorite things is the international fans, because Facebook is international and allows them to type in their home font. We get a lot of posts in Spanish and Croatian and Russian and stuff like that, and you can hit the translation and read what, but I just love the fact that they're interacting in their home native languages on Facebook.
Yes. And actually, much of our reporting has come from staff, such as myself, who secretly visited the set, and one of our staff members who is not present, Mr. Larry Curtis, he was placed on set for a number of months, wasn't he?
He was there for a while.
Yes, and he's not with us today, but he's here in spirit, and he has so many great pictures and stories. We're going to be bringing more content to you throughout the year as we approach the release of the second Hobbit film in the series.
All right, obviously we covered chat.
Yes,
covered
one more thing. Aside from our friends Kelly and Alex doing the Happy Hobbit podcast, every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, you can join me live with a variety of artists and writers and other people. I do a live webcast called Torn Tuesday. And I'm going to give a shout out to Donato Giancola. Where are you, my friend? Very talented and famous Tolkien painter and artist. Donato, will you be my guest on my next show? Certainly. Okay.
And bring some artwork to show on the show.
And get your bloody Skype working, man, so we can do that.
I got it working. I did one.
Good. All right. Excellent.
All right.
It's just good enough for an effort work.
Now.
Where can you find us? CDs?
Yes, we will be selling a plethora of amazing shirts and buttons and an exclusive poster for Comic-Con at 2 locations, at the What a Workshop booth, which is 3513B, and also at our friends at Vidali Jewelry at 532. So please come and buy amazing things from
from them and amazing things from us. And here's some of the stuff. And here are some of the cool things you can buy.
We never make any money, like we've said before, and so your support as fans, you know, we really appreciate it when we're here at these shows. You can just buy a t-shirt or buy a button. You can help us pay for our bandwidth, and we will keep bringing you all the news and the debates and the gossip about Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit as long as we can.
And that volunteer to help thing?
Yes.
Let's see, for the Oscar party, we ended up recruiting a whole bunch of new staff because we needed people who could sew and
there
paint.
somewhere.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of our artisans over here who are our unique skills. And we've also started requesting help from artists for t-shirt and poster ideas, which brings us to Mr. David over there. David, you have a copy of this? Now, I know you can see the picture, but he's got a copy of it.
You've probably seen it in the
This is his creation. He came up with it, and we're loving this rose. Woo! I mean, you know your World War II history. This is a very, very big part of it because this is why some of us women are working now because of the Rosie the Riveter propaganda posters.
Somebody asked me, let's do a propaganda slogan for this poster, and I said, women for a 5-army solution. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, it works.
Yes. And next month we're going to have a fund drive, a really good fundraiser, so we can keep things going and get ourselves out of debt. And you guys stay tuned to TheOneRing.net, and we will bring you more details on that. We're going to have some, thank you, Donato, for mentioning that earlier. We're going to have artwork from a lot of great artists and people who are donating stuff. And we've got sponsorship opportunities for you big boys out there who want to write a check. We'll talk about that later. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for more details on that.
Talk to me backstage, make your check out to cash.
Yes.
And again, go down and pick up stuff because, I mean, who doesn't like the one throne to rule them all? Is that not the perfect mashup there?
We're almost sold out, but we're going to be getting more on Saturday.
We are? Oh, good.
Yay. Okay. Here's our table of contents. We're just going to read through it and not say anything. We're just going to read right through it because there's a whole bunch. But this is our table of contents of what we're talking about. Obviously, the film starts on the 13th of December. It's a Friday. Friday the 13th.
Really? Okay, I'm down.
We know that they're going to visit Bjorn's house first because they're at the Karok, so short of bathing in the river next to the Karok,
yes,
we're going to Bjorn's house.
Did you guys notice the bear shape that was in the Karok that was shown in the last moments of the film? Did you guys notice that? Yeah, I didn't at first. I watched it again and I thought, oh, there it is.
Next we're going into Mirkwood and the spiders. And next, after that, the company gets captured by the Wood Elves, and that means Legolas. And then we have the jailbreak and the barrel riding and the craziness that we've seen in the trailer that ensues.
Then there's the dramatic arrival in Lake Town, which means bars.
As played by Luke Evans, who you saw in The Immortals, and you also saw him in The Three Musketeers.
Fast and the Furious 6.
And Fast and the Furious 6.
And who will be the next Crow?
Yes, I saw that on IMDb, yeah.
And the next Dracula.
And he's going to be Dracula. And
Who's going to be
Jonathan Rhys Meyers, apparently.
He's going to be undead for a while there, then.
I think that Luke Evans and Benedict Cumberbatch are going to be the two busiest fellows in Hollywood.
Seriously.
Working on everything.
All right. We also then know that we're finally going to get to the Lonely Mountain and discover the hidden door.
And the hidden door.
And what does that mean?
And then the meeting with Smaug. And meanwhile, Gandalf and Radagast are doing some stuff.
Can we do a quick poll? Everybody here saw the teaser trailer for the Desolation of Smaug? If you did see it, yes. Now, how many of you guys think it was a good idea to reveal the dragon's face in that trailer? Raise your hands. Only a few. So raise your hands if you would rather Smaug have been hidden until the film. Endlessly fascinating.
And then the big question, where will this movie end? At what point? We'll get into that later. So
this is about all we've seen of Bjorn's house.
This is everything that we've seen of Bjorn's house, and this was in the special sneak peek that Peter Jackson put together that you had to buy a Hobbit Blu-ray to watch.
And you can tell it's in the aspect ratio for a large Bjorn because everybody looks short.
And then this is what we've seen of Bjorn.
Now,
at least we assume that's Bjorn.
There's also speculation that there's a different bear trying to attack the hut from the outside, and perhaps in this sequence, Bjorn will come and rescue the dwarves from imminent danger. Because everybody says, well, Bjorn is a friend. He's the friend of Gandalf, blah, blah,
that
blah.
That is a seriously big bear.
Yeah. But then again, Gandalf warned them, don't go outside.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And will we see the animal servants that Bjorn has? The horses that come in and...
I'm
not ready for ponies serving soft drinks. I'm not ready for it.
I want to see the ponies and the sheep come out and do that catering gig. I want to see that.
Cater.
When I'm forced.
And I love this shot.
Mirkwood's not too shabby, at least in this scene. Mirkwood's not too shabby.
In this scene, that scene not so much.
I think he's going to we're going to feel the horror of those spiders. I mean, just look, Martin's he's going to kill this scene.
And so the big question we've been discussing this weekend is,
will the spiders talk? Because the eagles didn't speak in the first Hobbit movie, although they do in the book. So will we hear that great little line, the song from Bilbo?
Attercop, Lazy Lob.
Yes, well,
and can Martin Freeman pull off that line without sounding ridiculous?
I think he can.
Anybody can pull that off without sounding ridiculous. It's him.
Another quick show of hands. Would you like to see the spiders talk and hiss and spit their language? Would you like to see that? Don't hold your breath. Ronnie, if the eagles haven't been talking all this time, then I doubt that the spiders will. But I
know some of you are like, oh God, it's bad enough that they're there and they have to talk now.
All right, well, the dwarves are going to get captured. So the top is them being captured right after they've gotten loose from the spiders because they still got webbing all over them. And then, of course, then they get to go through the labyrinth of what else? Realm, which is actually kind of pretty. But that elves.
And then our new elves. Elves. Thranduil, Legolas, and Tauriel.
Have you all been down to Weta and seen the new statues for Tauriel and Thranduil? Yeah. They're looking pretty cool.
Special shout. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was say funny that Lee Pace is playing Legolas's father. I think he actually is a couple of years younger than Orlando Bloom.
If not the exact same age.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Evangeline Lilly, who's here at Comic-Con this weekend.
She's here, but not here.
Not in this room.
She will be at the Weta booth this weekend signing autographs.
She'll be signing a lot, so get your Tauriel posters and get them signed.
All right, there's a little rumor that started last year when Aiden opened his mouth and said...
Keely's part. Oh, God. All right.
Yeah, we're going to go there.
All right, very good. All right, we're going to talk about this because there's a certain thing, a subplot that has been suggested by Aidan Turner's interview. He said that Keely's part has been expanded from the novel as well as chasing treasure. He's also chasing tail. Excuse me. But is he setting his sights too high? I guess he knows nothing can ever happen. She's about 20 feet tall, and he's only 2.
We're calling it dwelping. For all you shippers out there, we're calling it dwelping.
Little hot 12th action.
We were told to reconsider the fact that of all the dwarves in all of Thorin's company, one of them does not have a beard, one of them does not have prosthetic makeup, one of them looks more humanoid than dwarven in all aspects.
And has a bow.
And so, whether or not there's some kind of interesting crisscross or affection that is unrequited, I hope it's unrequited.
We hope it's Gimli and Galadriel type of relationship.
From everything we've seen, Tauriel is much more open to the dwarves' presence than everybody else. Like, she's a little bit more welcoming to them than everybody else, and maybe Keely sort of latches onto that. So you're saying he has
I like Tauriel. Me too.
I'm not saying he has a chance, I'm just saying that's probably what gets him in.
And I see it more along the lines of how Gimli felt towards Galadriel, that admiration and that kind of awe. Not necessarily there's going to be some hot steamy scene.
Wow.
And as we know then, after the capture is... barrels at a time.
And if anybody remember the book as well as I do, you'll know that when Bilbo successfully gets the dwarves into those barrels, he seals them shut.
Yes.
And they get to have a quiet floating into the moon.
Not this time.
It's Peter Jackson. Nothing can go, quiet.
No, they're getting chased by orcs the whole way down.
And elves. Yes. Oh, wow, look, he's back.
Yes.
We know, Azog and his band of merry flying orcs are back.
Okay, I actually have a quick poll question for everybody. Who here likes Azog?
Woo!
Who here wants to see him die quickly? Interesting.
In case anybody didn't know, that second shot of the arrow, that is actually not Azog. If you notice, he's got two
He's got two hands.
So,
Sorry. Of course, he
And he
can
grew
get
a hand back?
later on.
Do you know what? If you go to your iPhone and talk to Siri and say, Azog the pale orc, she'll give you back all the pale pork. Thank you, Apple.
All right, now you look closely at the boat. It does have the barrels. This is them physically arriving in the lake town, where, of course, they pronounce themselves.
And they've got the change of seasons right. There's a lot of conversation in the first Hobbit film when they're looking at the moon letters, and Balin says, if we get there on time, we still have time to get there before Durin's Day. And that happens at the end of the year. So as they arrive in Lake Town, which is called Esgaroth, on the Long Lake, we notice the very first snows of winter.
And Esther.
Mr. Stephen Fry.
Who we see surprisingly very little of. We saw a little bit of him in that sneak peek, but nothing in the trailer.
yeah, he's been in some of Peter Jackson's production videos.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But we also have...
And then we have not Will Turner.
Yes, Mr. Luke Evans as Bard Bowman, and his son is Bane, played by Mr. John Bell.
who I think was a preteen when they started, and now he's a full teen. Okay, other video alert coming along. No videos.
Shut off those cameras.
Hello everyone on TheOneRing.net and at San Diego Comic Con. My name is John Bell and I play Bane in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug and The Hobbit There and Back Again. Hope you guys are having a great time. I wish I was there, but I cannot wait for you to see the movie.
He's totally going to get the young fans' hearts. I mean, he's totally plays Daniel Radcliffe or Tom Felton from Harry Potter series. I think John Bell's the next young heartthrob. He really is just adorable.
I can appreciate that Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens and Peter Jackson, the writers, have added in more details about Bard's life and his family, because in the appendix at the end of The Lord of the Rings, you'll see that Bard's descendants succeed in building a new kingdom in Lake Town and in Dale, and I believe they resettled Dale, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we rebuilt Dale.
Yeah, we get to see a direct glimpse into the new lineage of the kingdom of men that will live in cooperation with the dwarves at the very end of the Hobbit story. Yes.
Speaking of,
then we have
the kingdom of Dale, or of Dale. Yeah.
of Erebor.
Yeah, that one.
That one, yes. Right
Dale,
above
Erebor, the two are different. The two are the same.
And in that lower shot.
Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
In the lower shot, you can see that the dwarves are actually climbing up the hammer.
Yeah, that.
It's a staircase. They're climbing up the dwarf statue. It's really kind of cool.
It is cool.
And you can see bigger pictures of it. We were trying to fit it 2 images at the same time. And there's the door. This is Thorn. They've finally gotten the door open. This is the inside of the door, and you can see there's carvings on the inside of the door. It's nice and symmetrical. I mean, it's a dwarven entryway.
I really like the look on Richard Armitage's face. He hasn't been back there. He hasn't been back there in so long, and he's being flooded with memories, very ugly memories of what happened that day when Smaug attacked. That's going to be a really cool scene. But he probably won't go in. He'll just say, "Go ahead, Bilbo. Go down and burgle something."
And he goes down and burgles something, and this happens.
That's no earthquake, laddie.
And I like this because it's the inside and outside of the same door.
Everybody loved Ken Stott as Balin. Isn't he great?
He's awesome. He's like
We know what's
he's
down the
probably
bottom of
my
that
favorite
hole,
dwarf
right?
ever.
voice coming out of this dragon darn well better speak. I don't, the spiders, I can live with spiders not speaking.
If they do speak, Benedict Cumberbatch should do the voices for them too.
If there's anything evil that has a voice ever, Benedict Cumberbatch should do the voice.
Or Christopher Lee.
Or Christopher Lee.
I know more.
And Bilbo meets Smaug.
And this shot with Benedict and Martin was from Martin's last day on set. So you get to see them both. Clearly, Smaug has a foot fetish.
But they're...
They seem to get along a lot better in that first photo.
It's not like they're not going to see each other again. They were practically going back to shoot Sherlock season 3 the next day. Right? Damn right.
Thank you. So, another excursion that takes us away from the original text of The Hobbit and gives us a little bit more of what I call Hobbit 2.0. The writers are going to take Gandalf exploring the far northern tombs that are discussed in that White Council scene in An Unexpected Journey.
To see if the dagger really did come from there, obviously.
Yes.
And of course he's joined by...
Sylvester McCoy as Ratchet.
Another really cool statue downstairs in the They actually really got it right.
Sylvester McCoy is the 7th Doctor as Radagast.
Wasn't the 7th Doctor just about as goofy as Radagast?
He plays the
He
spook
could.
quite well. Yes,
All right,
he does.
one more video coming up. Out with your videos, the cameras.
I was up for Bilbo Baggins originally, and it got down to the last 2 actors. They kind of held on to me for 6 months. I always say, look at these are the dates. If he gets anything, you must let us know. Blah blah blah. And then just 2 left out of the many hundreds that started off on the journey. And of course, Ian Holm got it. I didn't know Ian Holm was the other person. I knew if I'd have known, yeah, I won't get it because Ian Holm is a brilliant, wonderful actor. But I was delighted to be at least in his company.
Well,
but that was the beginning of the journey towards Radagast.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of in New Zealand, and then I met them, and then I offered me the job of Radagast. And when I went to see them, we were chatting about the fact that I didn't do Bilbo Baggins, and said, well, I think maybe that was a pretty good thing because we've written you a bigger part.
Oh, great! Oh, wonderful!
So that was nice. For better. I didn't talk about it really, but with Kate Blanchett.
Yes.
And I would have given my feedback just to do that scene. She's great.
So, the reason why we've played that clip is because we think it was very important. During my live webcast with Mr. McCoy, he let slip a piece of information that I never knew concerning the casting in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Mr. Sylvester McCoy was directly neck and neck with Ian Holm,
I knew that.
Played Bilbo. You knew that.
Yeah. I went to a Doctor Who convention.
So Ian Holm, of course, played Bilbo, and beautifully done, as always. And then Mr. Radagast was a part that he was going to work instead. And Peter pulled him aside and said, "It's okay, Sylvester. You'll be pleased. We've written you a bigger part." This is what we learn reading between the lines. Radagast will have a much more significant part in the next 2 films than any of us suspect.
Nice.
And he mentioned doing a scene with Kate, so he didn't do it in the White Council, so he's going to be on the screen with Kate.
With Kate, absolutely. Well, last year when we were interviewing Philippa Boyens, she was congratulating Kate Blanchett for such a great job she did, and the screenwriter actually said, Kate was so wonderful, she came back and she worked so hard, and she worked on the Battle of Dol Guldur, and in the White Council scene, and all those other scenes, and I went, are you kidding me? There's a Battle of Dol Guldur?
Are we going to see Galadriel in action?
According to the screenwriter, yes.
Whoa.
Yes. Wait.
That alone is worth the price of admission.
I'm going to rephrase that. According to the Oscar-winning screenwriter, yes.
We just don't know if it's in movie 2 or movie 3.
Yes.
All right, so these are a few little hints of things to come. Obviously,
this is some Battle of 5 Armies.
You can see that the whole elven army, and Thranduil in his armor, which we got a sneak peek when we had that reaction video with Happy Hobbits.
Yeah.
Reaction video to the trailer.
when Kelly and Alex did their reaction to the trailer, when Orlando, Lee Pace, and Evangeline Lilly did their reaction, that was our first look at Lee Pace in Thranduil's armor. So you got a scoop for us.
But you can tell he's in the battle because, hey, he's got a cut on his face. So.
Yeah. Now,
either his dad or his son.
I have to ask this to people because this has been bugging me since I first saw this picture of Thranduil. And does anybody else think he looks suspiciously like Daytag Tar from Defiance?
There you go.
Of course, this was probably like a while ago.
I know.
He's had this look for about a year.
I'm just saying.
It does appear that he's perhaps at the ruins of Dale.
Yeah.
In this particular scene.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Rebecca. Thank you. There's a scene where we saw Gandalf and Legolas and Thranduil together.
No,
who did we see together?
Tauriel.
Tauriel and Legolas meeting with Gandalf in the ruins of Dale.
Actually, it was the actors meeting each other because they all had their hair up in little buns and things like that. It was the actors, not the characters.
Oh, so we don't know if they're going to have an actual dialogue with each other.
No. Although,
I would assume they
when
do.
Bilbo comes down and has things that he's not supposed to have, and yeah.
Yes.
We're trying not to spoil it, but yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's got a thing.
75-year-old spoiler, but
has everybody here read the book?
Justin is the only person who's not read the book.
Justin, you're getting spoiled, I'm sorry to say.
a bunch of people die at the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Kim.
Okay, so in Empire Magazine, Peter Jackson sort of made a little joke saying I'll probably get struck off the One Ring party list, but I'm enjoying deviating from the book. So first of all, I'd just like to state for the record, no matter what you do, Peter Jackson, you're still invited to the party.
But also for the record, yes, so there's people who keep yelling, it's already on film, it's filmed, it's done. Those characters are in, the other people die, or they don't.
It will never change the book.
It
will never change the text of the book.
It'll never change the cartoon, which we grew up with.
I love that.
Good or bad.
I love that.
Good or bad. So what do we think of these deviations from the text? Do we like them? Do we not like them? How do we feel about them?
Deviation.
How many people really can't stand that Tauriel is this new character in the movies?
One person.
Just
Very few.
how many people are looking forward to Tauriel?
Yes.
Thank you.
I am so glad that people are warming
And how many
up.
are on the fence still? Good.
Okay.
I'd like you to decide to make up your mind after the scene.
Good. May I say, when I went to do a secret spy visit last April to visit the set, and I was there in stealth mode because I wasn't there to do Larry's job. I was just there to enjoy and relax. And I got to go to the second unit where Andy Serkis was directing an action sequence with Legolas and Tauriel. And I'm very impressed with Mr. Bloom. He's doing all of his own stunts and all of his own fight scenes. And he's looking very hale and hearty, and he's doing a very good job. Miss Evangeline Lilly came up and said, well, hello, how are you? I can see that you're a visitor. She saw my badge and knew that I wasn't supposed to be on the set. And she said, hi, you're visiting. Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying your visit? And she was tremendously welcoming, very warm, and she was just so lovely and nice to me. And I said, oh my God, she really is Canadian. So I have to do that. Seriously. But the funny thing is that I don't mind that there's these deviations with adding new characters and taking things out, because you still have 75 years of publishing history of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and as long as Peter's films bring more readers and more young people to read more Tolkien, I'm happy with that.
Amen.
That's fine with me.
After all, do we really want Hugo Weaving singing and dancing?
Oh, good God, no. I saw Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I know his singing ability.
Back on topic, extended edition.
So, yeah, the extended editions. So, how many people are looking forward to the extended edition of The Hobbit? Yes, thank you. Because we were discussing this, and a lot of the early criticisms of The Unexpected Journey was that it was too long. It felt too long. They were taking too much time at Bag End.
Give me 20 more minutes in Bag End.
I don't totally agree. Now, I will grant you that my first viewing of it was at midnight. I was very tired. I was halfway through. I wanted to go to bed, but that was because I had just come from a full day of work. But I still think that it's a very tight movie for everything that they're adding into it.
I think it's the best pacing that Peter has had in his editing in a very long time. Yeah. It's better paced than King Kong by a million miles.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I like it. I like it.
And I'm really curious to see what they have to add in.
Guess what? Oh. In the brand new Empire magazine that just came out in the United Kingdom, Peter let slip some of the details that will be added to the extended edition.
I set that on purpose.
We will see more of the dwarves making a mess of things in Bag End. Rivendell. Excuse me, Rivendell. And so we'll see. He used the word desecration. He said, you will see dwarven desecration of Rivendell. It's played for comedy.
More of like the broken table bomber, and they're all laughing. More of that.
Well, they're ripping up the furniture. You know, they built a campfire out of the bloody table. That's desecration.
So then the other topic with the extended editions is that DVD and Blu-ray sales overall are falling. They're not quite as robust as they were back in 2004, and I have a little bit of a unique insight into this because I actually work in DVD and Blu-ray production. That's my day job. My day job is working on the Blu-ray of a little TV show you might have heard of called Star Trek: The Next Generation.
The work that you guys and your whole team did on that, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Really, it's great.
We're all very proud of it. But
and he works long hours doing it.
I work very long hours doing it, yes. But one of the things that we've been noticing is that there's a lot of hand-wringing, especially in the higher up echelons, about whether or not it's still financially viable. Because sales are faltering, and this is a very satisfy me now type of age where it's like if we see so much as the slightest decline in something, then we nix it entirely. And I'm hoping that Blu-ray doesn't go that way because, first of all, it's how I make a living. Second of all, it's a very good medium. Like, you can get a lot of information, a lot of visual information in it that you still can't get with streaming. Like, even 2-year HD TV, it's never as good as what you'd see on a Blu-ray.
True. Well, the weekend after Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey came out on Blu-ray and home video, The Hollywood Reporter reported this headline: The Hobbit dominates Blu-ray and DVD charts, blowing Les Miserables and Zero Dark 30 out of the water. So much for the gloom and doom about DVD sales, because it's like...
I have a feeling that the extended editions for The Hobbit will do very well. I don't know about you, but I personally held off from buying the theatrical Hobbit because I knew I was going to buy the extended edition. I know, I'm a terrible fan.
Well, and just very quickly, because I know we have a lot of other stuff, I think Lord of the Rings kind of set the bar as far as extended editions of movies and all of the extra content and all the footage and all the behind the scenes. So, you know, Peter Jackson loves doing that kind of stuff, so I think we can expect a really amazing extended edition of The Hobbit.
Very good.
So, was there anything else you said in the Empire there? I know there was more than just dwarves getting bad.
There would be more content in the Shire because Philippa Boyen said we wanted to wander around the Shire and see how green and agrarian and beautiful their culture was.
Plus, we wanted to see the homebody that is Bilbo.
Yeah, and she said the problem was in the theatrical cut, we just had to have Bilbo rush out the door real fast with that nice aerial shot. We've never seen an aerial shot.
That was a really good
Hobbit
shot.
like that. It was really nice. So we'll get to explore some more of the Shire while we're there.
By the way, if you ever find yourself down in New Zealand and want to visit the Shire, Russell Alexander, one of the owners of the farm, is here and you're down there.
This gentleman has seen his sheep farm completely transformed. Not once, but twice.
Yes. And having just been there in November, I can tell you it is worth the trip to go.
Yes. Russell, can we say something about the Green Dragon? We can? They have completed construction on a beautiful Green Dragon pub that's there. And you guys, when you go and visit Hobbiton, you guys are going to be open for weddings and for ceremonies and for people who want to have nice birthdays.
Or you can just want to go in and have a pint in the Green Dragon.
Right there.
They opened it the day after we were there, so we didn't get to see it.
You guys are about 20 minutes outside of Manamana, right? Yeah, okay, very good. All right, it's good.
Q&A time.
Q&A time.
Q&A. So, anybody has questions?
I think we got a microphone right over
Microphone's
there.
right over here. If any of you have questions, want to know stuff. Yeah, where he's got his hand up.
Don't be afraid.
All right, who's first?
I like shipping as much as the next person, but I feel kind of disappointed almost if they're trying to push a Toriel romantic, even if it's kind of just a cute little crush thing. I think it kind of dilutes the importance of that moment that Gimli has with Galadriel, not just like for the original trilogy, but for all of elf relations in that history. And I think it'd be kind of, I don't like to say this, I trust Peter Jackson, but I feel like it'd be kind of cheap to throw that away. Does that make sense?
We've had this conversation just last year at WonderCon where somebody said the same thing, and I appreciate that. There's something that Gimli says in the Fellowship of the Ring during the Rivendell Council of Elrond. He says, never trust an elf. If something ugly happens between Tauriel and Keeley, and if one person causes the death of the other, and if Gawain passes this information to his son, then Gimli has more of a reason and more of an emotional resonance to say that.
As opposed to just general racism, which
Yeah.
is sort of what we thought it was.
Yes, I mean, since all of America is gripped with this conversation of racial violence right now, which is unfortunate but true, maybe it is the purpose of other fantasy storytelling to reflect some of that racial tension. And maybe, hopefully, the writers have a good reason for pushing the story in that direction. But in the meantime, I'm just as cautious as you.
Yeah. And real quick note, which keeps disappearing, and I'm starting it. Is down at the Badali booth, we've got a raffle going on to win this statue, which is basically a $900 statue of the Black Riders. Those of you who are coming to the Weta booths about 10 years ago would have seen this in full-size scale, so that is that Black Rider.
Very good. Next question.
Hi there, my name is Sweelon Milan. Actually, a quick question about Smaug the dragon. Tolkien originally described dragons very briefly, saying they had large mammalian ears and very sail-like wings, as well as being about 60 stories tall. How close do you think they're getting to making Smaug more in Tolkien's vision than otherwise?
It's hard to tell from just the head.
The head didn't have bigger ears.
Yeah, he definitely didn't have bunny ears.
Yeah.
But he does have wings because you see them that few moments at the very beginning of the film when he walked in or pounds his way in through the front entrance, and he flew in obviously from the north. So he does have wings, but how large he is, because we need to know how big his head is in comparison to his body. Because you do get a little scale obviously in that scene where you see him, but he does look enormous. When he walked in and his feet compared to the dwarves looked enormous. So I think size-wise, we're going to get the scale.
But you know, one of Tolkien's main inspirations was Beowulf in the Old English text, and in there they're described over and over again. The dragon is a worm, and so I think that what Weta has done with Smaug definitely resembles a more snake-like, serpentine creature than perhaps that description you brought up with mammalian ears. And so it's kind of a juggling act of do you go by, a handful of words that are in the text, or do you go by what his overall inspiration was and his body of work that he was drawing upon was?
There's an issue for the digital animators at Weta, and I congratulate Richard Taylor and his whole team for all the hard work they do. But what they have to worry about is movable mouth parts, so that this creature can have articulate speech. I'm not talking about Sean Connery and Dragonheart. We're going way past that now.
That was actually the one thing that concerned me, because when we saw Smaug's head in the trailer, the mouth goes way back, so it's sort of like this. And I'm like, how do you form words with a mouth like that?
You can see his lips and his tongue actually move a little bit. But my greater concern is those great sail-like wings that Professor Tolkien describes. The physics of getting a creature that large, airborne, is a whole other conversation entirely. Thank you. That's a very good question. And the most closely guarded secret in Hollywood is, what does this dragon look like?
Yeah.
And Subi just...
I don't know, I sort of feel like Bjorn is a much more closely guarded secret, because we've seen even less of him.
One of our artists, Subi, pointed out that the designs for Orthanc and Ministerius and many of these other designs closely matched artwork from Alan Lee and John Howe.
Right.
And that they've been a really driving force in some of, because they've been drawing Middle Earth for so long. And
that's a
you've
good
probably
point.
seen a very close facsimile of Smaug already in a book somewhere that exists.
Well, Alan Lee did do a drawing of Smaug for a version of The Hobbit many years ago, and it's a really great picture. And I think that just looking at the head, that this is going to sort of resemble that Smaug.
Next question.
If the lifelong dream of mine's go to New Zealand, is the Hobbit instead going to be there for years to come?
Russell.
Yes.
Yes.
He said yes.
You guys, you pack a wonderful picnic lunch.
I'll be working the booth on tomorrow. Come talk to me. I'm a travel agent and I specialize in New Zealand.
Oh, plug. There you go.
Yes.
Speaking of, Kelly Rice just published a book just a few days ago, just a week ago.
Yeah.
You come, and she's very impressed with this young lady. If you come and see her at the booth, she'll give you a card. You can scan the card with your QR reader. You can instantly download the book for a couple of bucks.
It's outstanding. My pen name is K.M. Rice, and the book is called Darkling, and it's an ebook available on Amazon if you're interested.
Very good.
It's very well written. I highly recommend it.
Next question.
All right, it's kind of a weird segue into the question, but as much as I love LOTR, I'm also a huge Dune fan. And something you said earlier, I found very interesting. And like a lot of Dune fans, they hate the new novels, right? They hate it, even though it does bring people into reading the original books. So when you said, how do you like the deviations? And people are like, yay. It speaks to the fact that it worked. People are still loving the book. So I guess my question for you is, where was TheOneRing.net before Fellowship of the Ring dropped? Were you guys like? I feel really lucky because when I read the books right before Elijah Wood's face was all over the place as Frodo. So I had my own image in my mind while reading it. Thank God. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I'm just saying it's a different experience now. It's impossible to read these books without picturing Ian McKellen as Gandalf. So where were you guys?
We were here. Fair enough. When I grew up, I visualized Ralph Bakshi's Frodo when I read the book. I really did, but then I was able to let my fertile young mind go to other places. The thing is, maybe one of our fellow writers can chime in here. When you're bringing young people to something, they're going to devour these books. That's why the young person's publishing marketplace has exploded over the past 10 or 15 years. So let them read, let them absorb it, and they'll be able to come up with their own conclusions. And a lot of them will come to their dad and their mom and they'll say, this is so much better than the movies. And that's going to be a blessing for them and for the next generation.
And the founders, actually, of TheOneRing.net found each other online when it was first announced that these movies were getting made because they were all giant Tolkien fans. I mean, one of the founders is in New Zealand, one's in Wisconsin, one's in Canada, one's in Pennsylvania, but they all found each other and decided to form this website to talk about the films.
And TheOneRing.net actually had a panel in this room in 2001, 5 months before the movie came out, because Richard Taylor got it and spoke. I think you were there with purple hair. And Chris, our webmaster. So they were here in 2001 with Sideshow Weta when they were together, and they had a small little end cap booth downstairs with like 4 statues of the Lord of the Rings line. That became, for those of you who saw the Sideshow Weta statues, that was the very beginning of the Sideshow Weta thing and of the One Ring doing panels. So we've been doing panels here since 2001. So we've been here.
We've been doing this.
We have been here. Originally, my first job before I started writing any articles for TheOneRing.net, I was working as an assistant for McKellen.com. And at the time, Ian McKellen had not even been cast as Magneto. He wasn't even cast as Gandalf yet. We had no idea at work that double whammy was going to happen. Thank God it did. Thank God it did. And I tell you what, with a certain situation like Ian McKellen absolutely possessing the role, there can never be any other image in my mind ever, and I'm glad to stick with it, even with the grumpier Gandalf the White.
Alice, what do you have for us?
That's a beautiful costume.
Thank you. This could be completely mad. I'm not really sure how much truth there is to it, but I heard speculation that in the trailer, there's when Gandalf and Radagast are in the ruins, someone jumps down from a ledge. I heard speculation that might be Thrain. Do you know if there's any truth to that?
We're pretty sure it's Thrain.
Actually,
I've heard that.
Actually, you're talking about two different settings and two different places. We have Radagast and Gandalf inspecting the tombs of the ringwraiths.
But that was
And Gandalf doing his best Admiral Akbar
in the
impression.
trailer. They were in Dol Guldur.
And then you see Thrain dropping down and attacking Gandalf by himself at Dol Guldur, which is many, many, many hundreds of miles.
And Radagast isn't with him in that particular sequence because this was actually from the original trailer. You also saw that attack in the original trailer a year and a half ago.
What we don't know yet is how the filmmakers in their editing are going to reconcile the timeline of, is Gandalf speaking about something in flashback of when Thorin gets the ring from, the key. When Thorin receives that key from Gandalf at the unexpected party, I was hoping that Gandalf would explain a little bit more about the encounter with Thrain.
Like your father used him for safekeeping.
And Richard Armitage says, how did you come by this? And he's like, and he doesn't really explain it. So maybe Gandalf will have another moment in flashback where he explains more. And poor Thrain has been tortured for years by Sauron, and he's completely lost his marbles. And Professor Tolkien says he didn't even remember his own name. The only thing he remembered was the map of the key. That's all. So we'll see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Just what we want to end our convention experience on is a young fan.
Hello, sir.
Well, that is an awesome shirt. I wish I could have that soon. And
thank you.
If I do go to New Zealand, will it cost any money to actually go into Hobbit Center?
Not for you.
Can I get a free copy of that shirt?
Yes, you can have it for free if you just write us a little note on a $20 bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last question.
Excellent. Russell, remember that voice.
Make it a good one.
All right, so I was just wondering, for the very first Hobbit, we experienced more of like a humorous kind of feeling, I thought, than we were used to in Lord of the Rings. And I was just wondering if the next two are going to be more of a serious tone, or...
They're definitely going to be darker.
Mirkwood is dark, so everyone's mood will be dark.
Yeah, the Battle of the Five Armies, I think, is going to be pretty dark.
Yeah. Just knowing how it ends, and I'm not going to say why.
Spoilers.
No spoilers, Justin.
Although it'll start light, because they basically are going to go see Bjorn, and aside from being attacked by a giant bear, hopefully they get served food by ponies. I kind of like they get to catch up, be glad they're alive, and then they enter a really, really dark deadly forest.
You're on to something
there. Yeah, I like that it's starting with the Bjorn, because there is something kind of whimsical about Bjorn's house that I think is a nice way to start it before they go into Mirkwood and capture and spiders and tragedy.
And then a dragon. But yes,
Richard
is a tragic character. It's ultimately a tragic story.
Richard Armitage is on record saying that, you're going to be happy that you had so much lightheartedness in the beginning of the first film.
He said that?
Yeah, considering where they're about to go.
Yeah. Fascinating. Well, in the Fellowship of the Ring, two of your lead characters die. In The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, nobody dies. And the movie is very light on its feet. It's very leisurely. You get to enjoy all these fun things. And a little bit of comedy from the trolls, who think they know cooking. A light sprinkle of sage.
Yeah, those trolls were not gourmands. I don't care what they were talking about.
And of course, there was the cartoon fighting, that whole escape from the Goblin Town and the fall down to the cliffs, and nothing bad happens to anybody.
I felt it was more like the Escape from Goblin Town always struck me more like The Hobbit, the ride.
Let's start a rumor.
Oh, all right. Let's take that quote out of context, people. Do it.
No. Let's bring it back to Professor Tolkien, because in The Hobbit, in Tolkien's book, he changes his language and his tone to go from very light and very Narnia, and then all of a sudden he takes us to something that's quite a bit more Lord of the Rings-esque by the end of The Hobbit, and you know why. The Arkenstone, the dragon, what is Bard dealing with, his lineage, and what is Thorin dealing with, and all of his family, what's at stake for reclaiming the kingdom, and then here comes Billy Connolly riding into battle on a boar as Dane Ironfoot. We have a lot of really cool, serious stuff, and I think the filmmakers are going to try to bring the tone at the end of the Hobbit trilogy to bring more with the tone of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I want to see the war moose and the war boar. I want to see the war moose and the war boar.
Well, we've already seen a war moose, so I'm ready for the war.
But yeah, to see the war moose and the war boar charging each other, that's my desktop background right there.
Awesome. All right, so last call. Any costumers, let's head out. We got a quick little shot of people in Tolkien costume outside, right behind us.
But we all have to exit this way.
And we go out. That's why I'm pointing that way.
Lastly, but also, thank you all so much for coming to our panel today. And if
thank you all for coming.
And if anyone has a question we weren't able to answer, come visit us at the Medallia booth and the Weta booth, and we'd be happy to talk to you.
And we may be sold out of this Game of Thrones shirt, but I think we're going to have more on Saturday.
We will have more Saturday morning.
We'll have more Saturday at the Weta booth. We do have the Throne shirt, a few left in some big sizes.
You have fun?
Only panel I'll get to see. I gotta work the rest.
Yeah, a few people said that too. Like, I'm taking a break just to go to this panel.
Well, okay, I'll take that back. There's
Huh?
really different
Yeah.
like, okay, but that's work.
Yeah. Zombie Bilbo. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I got 5% left.
What, you need power?
Yeah. It was cool. I'll find something else.
Alright, ladies.
Is that a battery pack?
Yeah.
We are going to start the next panel
Or get directly in.
If you don't know, actually, what panel is the next panel? So, if you are not actually for that panel, you
Thank you. What panel is that?
Not me.
Hello.
Do you have an iPhone 5?
Yeah.
What did I do? Bring this back to me.
I just have a series of
Give me your phone.
I need all of you who have a seat next to you, do me a huge favor and move
Slides in.
Yep.
That way, the rest of the fans who are still
Clicks
waiting
over the
in
top.
line can get in.
Oh, sweet. Find me.
You keep it. And you give it back to me when you
After? Okay.
When it's dead.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Justin, I'm here for you.
You're the best.
I'm just prepared.
All right.
Come outside! Oh, yeah.
Where's Cliff?
He's coming outside.
I do have a little spiel. I'm going to be giving it in a couple more minutes because I do have stuff and things to do. But yeah, move in, be kind, and make friends with your neighbors.
Well, that's why you need the tickets. So you have the tickets, you just walk right back in.
Yeah. Sorry I was so stressed earlier. Tornadoes.
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 Hey there.
Another successful panel.
Hey, wait a minute. Can I get rid of these? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Now, once more around the block, everybody. Thanks, Mr. Baxter. Sleepy. Hey, come and join us.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do the open
stair.
stair.
We should do the cane. Who are we looking at though?
Okay, let's do the open stair first, then the king.
Take a screenshot.
I have no idea.
Judging by the fact that nobody was walking out of our panel, we did a great job.
Yay!
Loved it.
But I thought the question was the number of hands that were raised every time I asked a question. Everybody else paying attention.
Cliff, thank you very much for bringing up the whole...
Hannibal.
Okay, let's just take a look, guys. We're just at the panel, and Torn is its own company. Look at this. You have a fellowship. David Baxter, he's as tall as a wizard. He's taller than Cliff. David Baxter makes Cliff look tiny. So we've got our giant wizard, and when he's got a wizard hat on, he's 10 feet tall. You've got...
I probably caught it good.
Yeah, I don't think we ever truly like that.
Yeah. Me too. I know there's like 600 people.
See, that wasn't too bad. You guys did well. See, once you get up there, it's fine, right?
If I don't speak, then I don't make an idiot of myself. You did really good.
Everyone was like, holy crap, was that Kelly talking about Beowulf?
Yeah, you did so
Like
good.
everybody was like...
Yeah, because she's a genius, people. She knows a lot. I went to grad school. She's like a walking computer. Alex is very intelligent. Haha, that's funny. Walked away.
She's 10 years younger than you. Like, of course.
Whoa, 8 years, not 10.
She's got 8 years of education ahead of you.
Alex is just starting. I've been on the planet. There's the other Feely. Hello, Feely. Hello. Feely at your service. Oh, yeah. Justin, do you have my...
Uh-oh. Feely replaced Keely.
Whoa, 2 Feelys. Yeah. And Legolas. There's Legolas. Oh, Legolas.
It's hard to eat.
Oh.
It's not really itchy.
Where's Kathy?
Are we going to Justin, do you even know where you're going?
No.
We were following you.
I'm following you.
Well, you're.
Isn't this where Kathy
I have no
said?
idea this is where they want us to go.
I don't know.
Shoot, we're losing the world. She was like, she said to go this way. Oh man.
Let's wait in the main hall. Because I don't see any cosplay around here.
No one's over here. I think we should go out.
Let's get in the main hall.
How can we not watch you guys from look for Josh, he's really freaking out. This is silly. Also.
Anyone have their number?
We have many of their numbers. Josh,
Yeah, whoever's idea this was.
I don't have Kathy.
You're Feely. Come up with something. Look after the horses. Where are the horses? Where are the ponies?
I lost them somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. You just lost the night and you can food.
Where'd Keely go? Oh, there's Keely. You want a rope? Ooh.
Does she have hers?
She only gave me a rope.
Uh-oh. There's
I hear a clip.
Where did she go?
I don't know. She's Kathy.
No, my Keely.
Oh, right here. You lost your ponies?
We lost each other. It happens more often than losing ponies.
So, I don't know where Kathy is, but...
Yeah, this is her idea.
Well, then, you know what? Let's just go to where the pictures are going to be shot. Maybe she's on...
Lead the way.
Follow me!
Josh! Louder!
Just stop this guy. Oh, yes, it is.
You did great.
You did too.
I didn't do anything. You guys made fun of me.
You brought the panel to everyone that couldn't be here in person.
And you made fun of me for it.
I didn't.
Everybody made fun. No need to poke fun, Mr. Frodo.
A couple more times, Steph, please.
No problem. What cap for?
Just hold it like that, actually. Oh, wait, that was like a...
Whoa, that was flying your neck.
It's gonna fly away.
Sorry.
No problem, no problem.
You want me to hold it, or?
Actually, push it in just a little bit. Like, push. Like, yeah. 1, 2, 3. See how that looks. Excellent. Now we'll drop it. I'll let you know. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I love her. She's so cute. I was like, are you still doing that live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like on a diagonal.
Yeah, I think we could probably do like
Somebody please, thank you.
Ursula wasn't in Lord of the Rings. Ursula was.
Photographers, be careful. You're at the edge of the stairs. Just be aware.
Little dwarf lady, come. Hold on, don't
Okay, is there anybody
that they found me on there?
So people are watching.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's dwarf. They're in the closet. Could we have fun people say no? Someone feels like I'll take one of this.
Yeah. We shave though. We're so unhappy.
We're not family anymore.
Are you guys going to be able to get her in? Because I can't get her in.
No, we're not from this angle.
I got her.
That's better.
There you go.
Okay, look at me for now.
Hide your badges. You're killing me. No badges. See? Amateurs.
Middle Earth Messenger Service. My badge is my dog.
All right. One more touchdown to make sure everything's cool. I think we got it. Are we done? Everybody get one? Mara.
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome.
Incredibly photogenic.
All right.
Where's
I do
Clifford
not. What is
Scott
that?
Bottom?
What is that?
I can play it.
Oh, tilted kills.
I'd like to see
Did you have fun?
You had fun?
She got to meet Rod Kaczynski, the original Feely yesterday.
Nice.
And she is a dwarf princess. All right. This is dwarf princess Lily, sister to Feely and Keely.
Ah!
Did you think your sister could really host the panel? Did she do good hosting the panel?
Did I push her around and get her to tear off her dress? Yeah. I think it's the wheelchair.
That was really good.
Show them how you got the gems in your hair.
There's a chance I
Tell them about your sideburns. Look at your sideburns braided in the front. That was her idea. The wig was her idea. And she's got hair in her mouth, and it's got her crazy. But I can have Frodo. Did you get zombie Frodo?
Yeah.
I'll be around. Thank you.
camera. Is yours something like that?
You want to get a break next, like
Something flexed, you know. So it's
we're going back to that house so I can fix this skirt of hers.
Good. Bend that elbow in. There we go. That's good.
We're trying to look over the house. Okay. We need to get feelings really Dwarf Princess Lily, your sister. Yeah. Your sister. Your sister. Well, you guys are okay. That's true. That's true. So, royalty, picture, and then I need to get all these. Yeah.
Alright, awesome, ladies.
That's awesome.
What does Chris know? He's busy with 2 kids.
He watched it.
I'm just kidding, Chris. I know you're watching.
Oh my God, that Chris! I can't. Hi.
Hey, are we still live?
Yeah, you want to hold this?
I'm Instagramming.
Hurry up.
Okay. I'm showing everyone in the world a zombie photo. Oh, look at that. Black Hawk Down. All this. LOTR.
Yeah. Work, ladies, roll! 1, 2, 3. Exactly.
Be strong, dwarf ladies. Power of the dwarves. Power of the dwarves.
Although I just.
Which way is the recording towards you?
No, toward them.
And like it goes to my feed and like it just starts autoplaying the most obnoxious vines I could possibly see, and I'm like, stop this!
I know.
Wow,
Terrible.
I finally have Sprint working again.
Because you're outside.
Yeah. Or as a few days ago.
Did you get a new phone?
Yes. Brand new phone. Amelia gave me her old phone. I upgraded it. Got a whole new account because AT&T.
Spider-Man waits his turn. Captain America and Thor do their stuff.
That's going to be on there now.
You guys. Try that again. Alright, we got some light. Finally. Okay.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I know, right? Exactly. Like knowing that we made them laugh even like a little bit, like they give us so much.
Can I not? Maybe.
Like, I agree. It feels so good.
Oh no, but like you guys are on behalf of all the rest of us.
Yeah.
That was really special.
We never ever expected like to. I thought 5 people would. Yeah. In fact, Amanda came up and introduced himself as the guy who did it. To PJ, so we're like, thank you so much.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, and we're proud to represent other people. No, we're dying to go. Us, everyone is here. To get on a boat. There's a boat over there. Yeah. I know.
The Green Dragon.
I think that's really
I was thinking 10 years ago, like they should do this.
Yeah.
You know, and when they kind of let it kind of go back to the sheep herding in the country, I was like,
I know,
you guys
thank
are
you.
missing out on such an opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
And then, they're finally doing it. That makes me happy.
I can't wait to go. See, it'll be like really big.
I know, and
dude, that would be
afford to go there, it's going to be even more spectacular.
That's true. We just need to like all get really rich. Win the lottery.
I know. Lots and lots and lots of pocket change.
Yeah, pennies on the ground, find them. We'll get enough. This view is just so I love it. Bridge is so
The Pirate
crazy.
and they worry about the transportation, the economy, but they know.
One. Oh, that was my bad. 1, 2, 3. Great shot. Woo.
Your word is ring. Wait. I'll do this, and that's when you can do it, okay? Wait a second. I thought that. No. When I did this. Okay. All right. We'll start over again. All right, you're first. Sorry.
We
Okay, ready?
have to do it again.
There you go. Sorry. Ready? Okay. Hold on.
That dress is amazing.
One!
Ring! Yeah, wait till I do this. I'll ring you first. Ready? Okay. Ring! Okay. Rebecca?
No.
Dot. Okay.
Not lovey.
Dot, one, ring, one, you got dot. Ready? When I do this, raise it out, you say dot. Okay? Excellent. Keely and Feely. Together singing that.
He's
having fun with this. He likes the vines.
Fun with vines. Alright. That's it.
Yeah?
That's it.
You like them?
I'll see you at the top of the wall.
It's supposed to match the blue sting.
I gotta go see what my feet are doing. I gotta go find them.
That's the first thing. Yeah, we gotta get your drops fixed, because we gotta take all the crap off the wheelchair.
That's all right.
You need to keep that thing. If you've got a charge.
I got my file. I'm not sure.
I might do this for you.
Oh, okay.
If you've got the connection, you're looking to keep it for the connection.
Bye.
It would help me.
Okay, keep it for the
Bye.
connection.
Have it with me.
I will. We'll connect on Monday.
Yeah.
Or whenever. That'd be great. This would be a big help.
Somebody has to call me and tell me what the hell to do on Friday.
Oh,
I'm working the booth.
It's $20. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
You'll be there with me. 1 to 4.
Yeah, I'm in and out of that booth all
so
day.
All I'm doing is selling T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. $20. $20.
Yeah.
I'll have a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow.
Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? It works great. It works great. Did it work? Yes, it works great. I'm going to post it. Hold on a second. Did it work? Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah, I remember it was more.
Good.
Okay. Is everything?
So you have this one.
It's right next to the field, stadium, and it's around the corner from that subway, which is right by the stadium.
Where are you going right now? Where are you going right now?
If I'm needed back at the booth for anything, I'll help out there.
The convention closes in 8 minutes. If your backpack is at the booth, go to the booth.
Ready for you.
Right now.
Oh, I did the tilted thing. Almost got it actually that first time.
The tilted kilt.
Hold on a sec.
All
right, I'm ready for you.
The part? Yes, the tilted kilt.
If your bag is at the booth, go get it.
Okay, I'll
You want?
with you.
Okay.
No, actually, you'll have to move a little closer.
It has.
You have to move in a little closer, a little bit more. A little bit more on the to your left. Yeah, right there. And back it up.